GitHub has just introduced a brand new open source tool called Spec Kit. This tool is designed to completely change the way we as developers work with AI coding assistants like GitHub Copilot, Claude Code, or even Gemini CLI. Instead of just trying prompts and hoping the AI understands what we want, SpecKit gives us a proper system to work with. It's more structured, more reliable, and it makes sure the AI actually follows the exact steps we want. So now let's talk about what exactly is SpecKit. SpecKit is an open source toolkit created by GitHub, and it follows something called spec-driven development. Now that might sound technical, but here is the easy way to understand it. Normally, when we code with AI tools like GitHub Copilot, Cloud Code, or Gemini CLI, we just type in prompts and hope the AI generates the right code, right? Sometimes it works, but sometimes it gets confusing because the AI doesn't fully understand what we want. SpecKit changes this approach. Instead of starting with code right away, it asks us to first write a specification. Basically, a clear description of what we want to build, how it should behave, and the goals we want to achieve. This spec then becomes the main source of truth for the entire project. From there, the AI can use the spec to plan, break things into smaller tasks, and finally generate code that matches exactly what was written in the spec. The best part? It's open source and licensed under MIT, which means it's free for everyone to use. And developers all around the world can contribute to it, improve it, and build on top of it. And since it's designed to work across multiple tools like Copilot, Cloud, and Gemini CLI, you don't have to worry about being locked into just one AI assistant. Now let's look at the most important part: how Spec Kit actually works and what features it gives us. The best way to understand it is to break it into two parts: the commands we use and the phases of the workflow. First, the commands. SpecKit works through a simple command line interface or CLI. That means we type short commands and the tool guides us step by step. For example, when you type specify init less than project underscore name greater than, it starts a brand new project for you. Then if you run slash specify, the tool helps you create a high level specification. This is like the blueprint of what you are trying to build. After that, slash plan takes your spec and turns it into a detailed roadmap with technical details like which stack to use, architecture, and constraints. Finally, slash tasks breaks that roadmap into smaller, testable tasks that are easier to manage and track. Once these steps are done, the actual implementation happens gradually, step by step, so that the AI generates code in smaller chunks instead of dumping everything at once. This makes it easier to review, test, and adjust, right? Now let's connect this to the four main phases of the workflow. The first phase is called specify. This is where you begin by capturing the intent and requirements of your project. In simple words, it means writing down exactly what you want to achieve. Think of it as creating a blueprint for your idea. You are not worried about the code yet. You are just focusing on describing the goals, the features, and the outcomes you want. These steps make sure that you and the AI both start on the same page, right? Once the intent is clear, the next phase is plan. At this stage, you take the specification and add all the important technical details to it. This includes decisions like which technologies or programming languages to use, how the system should be structured, and what limitations or rules need to be followed. It's like turning your blueprint into a proper construction plan so the AI knows not just what to build, but also how to build it. After the plan is ready, you move into the tasks phase. Here, the plan is broken down into smaller testable units. Instead of trying to do everything at once, the work is divided into clear steps, with each task representing a manageable piece of the project. These smaller tasks make it easier for the AI to focus and for you to track progress without feeling overwhelmed. And finally comes the implement phase. This is where the AI actually starts generating the code, one task at a time. But the process doesn't stop there. You, as the developer, review the code after each step to make sure it's correct and matches the specification. This way, the final product is built gradually with constant checks rather than the AI dumping a huge chunk of unverified code all at once. This workflow makes sure you are always moving in a clear, organized way instead of leaving the AI to guess your intent. It's like going from a rough idea to a solid building plan and only then starting construction. So now let's talk about what's next for Spec Kit. GitHub has shared some exciting plans for the future, and they're giving us a clear idea of where this tool is heading. One of the major plans is to bring Spec Kit directly into VS Code, which is the most popular code editor used by millions of developers, right? Imagine being able to write, refine, and manage your specs inside the same editor where you write your code. This will make the workflow much smoother and more natural. Another future feature is the ability to compare and dip specs with implementations. In simple words, this means you will be able to see the difference between what the specification says and what the code actually does. This will help developers quickly spot if the AI generated code is drifting away from the original intent. And finally, GitHub wants to make Spec Kit better at scaling for teams. Right now, it works great for individual developers or small projects, but in the future, they want it to handle bigger teams and more complex projects. That means managing multiple specs, tasks, and code changes in a way that keeps everything aligned. So the roadmap clearly shows that SpecKit is not just a small experiment. GitHub wants to grow it into a powerful system that can guide the way developers and AI work together in the coming years. So to wrap things up, I want to share my personal thoughts on this update. What excites me the most about SpecKit is that it brings clarity and structure to how we work with AI. Instead of just throwing random prompts at tools like Copilot and hoping for the best, we now have a proper system that starts with intent and turns it into real working code step by step. For me, that feels like a big step forward, not just for individual developers, but also for teams working on serious projects. Now, I would love to hear what you think. Do you believe SpecKit will actually change the way we use Copilot and other AI coding tools? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm really curious to see how the community feels about this shift. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more updates on AI tools and coding. Your support means a lot and helps me keep creating content like this.